big cheer when they came out.
They did.
Rufus the Robin and Rory the Ruppihead. Oldham coming out. They look as if they're going to be playing uphill first. They were led out by
Scott Turner. The one thing we haven't mentioned is the large turnout of Hull Kingston Rovers fans come to support their team. Well, if you're top of the division, then you're more likely to fancy a trip to every other ground. But it's good to see so many, and of course, no segregation in the rugby
no
league
segregation
grounds.
at all. No. So Oldham out first, and the Darnell McIntosh with number 16 on his back, resplendent orange boots. There was a bit of a race. The warm-up finished with a race pre-match. It was won actually by George Tyson, and second was Darnell McIntosh.
Here comes Hull Kingston Rovers.
Here come Hull Kingston Rovers, led out by Rufus the Robin.
I was looking at the player, captain for a minute then, when you said Rufus.
And you expect Hull Kingston Rovers to be in the white shirts with a red band across. No, that they're in a change strip today. I'd describe it as white shorts. Turquoise, would you say, David?
Greeny, very more greeny turquoise.
Right, socks and top with an orange flash down the side. You'll have gathered that the hooter is working. Mr. Campbell takes up his position in the centre of the field. He has taken charge of Super League matches.
And we're ready to go.
Watch.
I'll start the stopwatch.
Oh my word,
Gerald.
Dave's got a stopwatch.
Hey, what?
So, Scott Turner ready to kick off on the referee's whistle. Play is underway now. He kicks it deep into the Old Kingston half. It's knock on immediately. The Hull Kingston Rovers centre, I think it was, trapped the ball. It bounced up onto his leading arm, and he failed to gather it. And Oldham have a knock on and a scrum down, 10 metres away from the Hull Kingston Rovers try line, 20 metres in from the touch line. So that's an early break.
Good start.
An early break for Oldham. Yep. Let's see if we can capitalise on it. So Hewitt feeds the scrum. The ball goes to the right. It's in the hands of Leatherbarrow. Puts it out to Scott Turner. With 2 men outside him, he's taken to ground. So he stands up, he plays his ball. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to Adam Neal. Adam Neal makes good ground. We're 8 metres away from the try line. 4 tackles to go in this set. Leatherbarrow has the ball. Jinks and gives it to Hewitt. And Luke Adamson took the ball forward, didn't quite make the try line. Will play his ball now. Kenny Hughes, a long pass to Hewitt. Hewitt runs along the line, puts it inside, a diagonal run from an Oldham forward. 2 to go in this set. Kenny Hughes at acting half-back, puts the ball to his right. Hewitt has it. Leatherbarrow out to the right centre position. Referee signals that's the last tackle. What will Oldham do? I should think it's going to be a high kick. No, it's a little grubber kick along the floor. And Hull Kingston Rovers were forced to kick it dead. So it's a good start there. Oldham will gain possession again because Old Kingston Rovers will have to drop the ball out from underneath the post. None of their team in a particular rush to do so. Eventually, one of them does gather a ball. Mr. Campbell tells an Oldham player to get 10 yards. The ball's down the field, well into the Oldham half of the field. Here comes Adam Neal, runs forward, crosses the halfway line. We've gone to the short side. There's Danny Langtree. He goes forward, another good 10 yards. We're about 30 metres away from the try line. We've come to the long side. Oh, Leatherbarrow makes a break. Has he got support? Indeed he has support. And Oldham going to the left of the post. A little shimmy there from Scott Leatherbarrow. Dummy to his right, put the ball to his left. And an Oldham forward, I think it was Joe Burke if I'm not mistaken, went in to the left of the post. The current score, Oldham 4, Hull Kingston Rovers 0. And who would have thunk it? So Leatherbarrow will, with the conversion to come. So the sparsity of Oldham supporters currently making far more noise than the lots and lots and lots of Hull Kingston Rovers supporters. So that's a good start for Oldham. Let's hope it can be maintained. Ian Bowerfold in the Kingston Press Championship match.
And a wag in the crowd said, "That's it, blow the whistle."
Blow the whistle, that'll do.
That'll do.
Yeah. Yeah. So Leatherbarrow goes through his familiar routine. Seems to be wearing green and white boots today. I think that's a new one. Mr. Campbell signals to restart the clock. The ball goes over the crossbar and between the H's and actually over the Lockwood and Greenwood stand at the far end. So looking to the scoreboard on the far side of the field, well, I'm pleased to say I'm reading Oldham 6, Hull Kingston Rovers 0.
Well, we've not been nilled, and that was a worry. That was a worry. So Rovers to restart.
Left-footed kick deep into the Oldham half. It's gathered by the winger from Huddersfield Giants, who puts it inside, and it's a good chase by Hull Kingston Rovers. The Oldham lad is grounded 10 metres away from his own try line, stands up, plays his ball. Adam Clay, who's come inside, the familiar figure of Adam Clay, who comes inside off his wing looking for work. Here's the winger now, Daniel McIntosh. He's grounded, still about 20 metres away from the halfway line. Adam Neal, he ran into a reception committee of 3 Old Kingston Rovers forwards. Kenny Hughes, it's a grubber kick early in the count from Scott Leatherbarrow, and it scuttles its way into touch to the appreciation of the crowd.
I was just looking for where he was when he took the kick. He wasn't far out.
No, it wasn't.
40-20,
yeah, but it wasn't
it
40-20, no. So it'll be head and feed to Hull Kingston Rovers.
But it was at the 20 end.
Yeah, head and feet to Hull Kingston Rovers, about 15 metres away from their own try line, right centre position of the field. Oldham, neither team in a rush to pack down. They do so eventually. The ball is in, the ball is out, as is the custom. There's no hooking or pushing, and it's a good tackle by Oldham. The loose forward seemed to pick it up and carry it himself there. Another good tackle by Oldham. 2 gone in this particular set. Scott Turner calling the shots deep behind the Oldham defensive line. Good tackling again, led by Luke Adamson. The Old Kingston Rovers lad put on his back to delay things just that little bit. Hull have now crossed into the Oldham half of the field. 4 tackles gone in this set. Everybody on side. Here come Hull again. What a good tackle that was by Oldham's Jack Spencer. 5th tackle, says the referee. And Hull, what will Hull do? They've decided to run it. Oh, it's an interception, and Hewitt has got the ball. Has Hewitt got the legs to make it all the way? I think he has, you know. And Dave Hewitt crashes over for a try at the top end of the field. I thought that Old Kingston Rovers would have kicked it. They didn't. They decided to run it. Hewitt was alert to that and intercepted the ball, and they ran a full, He ran a full 70 or 80 yards. The winger on the far side ran across diagonally to cut him off, but Hewitt was going fast enough to gain another try for Oldham. So the current score, Oldham 10, Old Kingston Rovers 0.
An excellent try, but he had the chance to turn in field. Once he'd got over that line, he could have got the ball 10 yards further
I disagree, David. I think the winger on the far side had come across and had him covered.
He was coming across, but he wasn't going to get him before he got over the line. And 5-10 yards, we'll see. If the kick goes over,
it doesn't matter.
No odds.
Yeah.
But it's a difficult kick.
It is indeed.
What are we now? 25 yards outside?
25 metres out and 10 metres.
You're going metric today.
Well, yards, metres. You know, close enough for jazz.
What's the difference? 3 inches.
39 point something inches, isn't it, a metre? Anyway, Leatherbarrow with his resplendent green and white boots is teed up the ball. Takes 2 steps back, 2 steps to his left, wipes his hands on his shorts, steadies himself, looks at the posts, approaches the ball eventually. Yes, he does now. Strikes the ball. It looks good to me. It is good. It's through the post.
Yes,
Oldham 12, Old Kingston Rovers 0, with about 8 minutes gone, or 7 or 8 minutes gone in this particular match. So what will Old Kingston Rovers come back with a vengeance, no doubt?
Well, 12 points to 0.
So
we've not been nil.
Kickoff.
I said that last time. I'll say it again.
Again, it's a deep kick, and it's going to be gathered by Dave Hewitt. I thought he'd spilled the ball, but it went behind him, and Oldham just about make it over their own try line. Kenny Hughes attacking half-back, puts the ball in. Well, if Old Kingston Rovers weren't offside then, they're quicker than Usain Bolt. Here comes Adam Clay, level with the post, 15 metres away from his own try line before he's tackled. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to Adam Neal. Neal is tackled, makes good yards, still pumps his legs forward despite the attention of two players. Hughes, and we nearly were through again. Fifth tackle, says the referee. Kenny Hughes gives it to Hewitt. Hewitt, left-footed kick along the floor. Is it going to make touch? It's a good chase by Oldham. And Oldham are over again. Oldham have scored another try. The whole Kingston Rovers player fumbled it. Oldham were in the chase, got there first, and a touchdown for a third try. I'm afraid I can't tell you who scored it at this stage, but the current score is Oldham 16, Old Kingston Rovers 0.
And Oldham are scoring every 3 minutes. 3rd minute, 6th minute, 9th minute.
Right.
Keep them threes coming in.
Keep listening, David, for who scored, because I missed it. Anyway. Leatherbarrow has the ball in hand again, ready for the conversion. I'm afraid we can't tell you who scored it. We were just joyous with the enthusiasm of a red and white hooped. We're hearing what, David? Sam Wood.
Noisy lot. Wood today has been suggested.
Sam Wood.
Yep.
Which would make sense because he is a centre. Leatherbarrow has the ball in a very similar position to the one that he converted just a moment ago. Mr. Campbell stops the clock. So those Oldham supporters who decided to stay away because they might be on the end of a cricket score, perhaps they're regretting it, although it's early doors yet.
Very early doors. I know somebody that was thinking along those lines.
Yeah.
I won't tell anyone who it was. You know him as well.
Right, here comes Leatherbarrow. Through his familiar routine, strikes the ball. It's good again! Oldham 18, Old Kingston Rovers 0. Who would have thought that?
In 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes.
First 10 minutes. Unbelievable. Right, Gerald, 10 minutes gone.
Over to you.
Over
Yes,
to me
David.
for the next bit. If they score and we don't, it's back to you. You'll have to do the lot. All right, so Old Kingston Rovers to restart, trailing by 3 converted tries to 0 in the first 10 minutes. You could have got money on this. Oldham feel the ball behind their own try line, driving forward, out, just make it up to the 10-yard line. Yep, they get behind the ball. It comes out towards the right-hand side, their left-hand, Oldham's left-hand side. Drive up to the 20-metre line. Oldham's 14 drove in that Luke Adamson. Ball goes infield. Now it's with the number 17. That's Sam Wood, try scorer. We got him down as. Ball goes along the line into Oldham's at 11. Way through from on that occasion for Jack Spencer. Put to ground, just 10 yards short of the halfway line. Oldham in possession. Coming this side. Ooh, big lad, this number 19, Joe Burke. Gets up to the halfway line. 5th tackle, says the referee. Oldham come out to this short side. A grubber kick into touch. Not as much distance gained on the kick, but clearly into touch from Hewitt there. And it's Old Kingston Rovers head and ball. Referee stops the clock.
Well, the Kingston Rovers players made sure they had 6 in the scrum quickly, didn't they?
Well, yeah, they'll be sort of wondering what on earth. But you remember last week you said that the tries weren't constructed for Swinton. They were like interceptions and breaks.
Yeah.
Oldham have benefited from that today. Can you just take over commentary, Gerald, for a minute?
Yes. Old Kingston Rovers have the ball. They're 10 metres away from their own from the halfway line, right centre position. The number 9, Sean Lunt, puts the ball to his left. A good tackle there by 1, 2, 3 Oldham players. Holding on a bit long, but the referee lets them get away with it. But the Old Kingston Rovers player made sure that the referee knew. He thought it was a bit of a long one. It's a chip over the top. Adam Clay is going to gather the ball, hopefully. No, the ball trickles its way into touch over on the far side, just a metre short of the corner flag. So to be a scrum down.
I'm back.
Old Kingston Rovers put in 10 metres away from the try line, David.
Yeah, I thought it was something serious, a message on my phone, but that was just the BBC telling me that Oldham had scored the first try. The text messaging service is not the fastest you've ever come across. However,
we've nobody on the right wing, David. If Hull go blind, they're going to score.
Right, Oldham's heading ball. Well, the ball came out Oldham's side, and Oldham drive it up to the 20. Lined up, good acting from Oldham this afternoon. Ball goes in. Oh, George Tyson's on. He's all legs and arms and movement forward. He gets his head rubbed somewhat for that. Oldham play the ball now. 10 yards short of the halfway line. Ooh, a big Oldham's 14. Luke Adamson then went down. Rovers player dropped onto him, caught him with his knees in his back, but he's all right. Adamson gets up for Oldham. Oldham on the halfway line now, moving it to the centre, towards their right-hand side. Jack Spencer drives
Fifth
it forward.
tackle, David.
Fifth tackle. Ball goes out, kicked down into touch into that far side, but straight down the throat of the winger on the far side. Picked up for Hull KR. They're back in possession. First time that Oldham have been up the Hull KR end and not gained possession. So Rovers in possession now, driving the ball out. They crossed outside the 20. About 5 yards outside, in the middle of the field, and now it's a quick drive forward, keeping his legs moving, and he gains extra yardage there. 9 yards short of the halfway line. Rovers in possession along the line, runs it across in first. Ball put out to the side, knock on by the Rovers man, and it's Oldham's heading ball just inside.
The knock-on was by the fullback, wearing number 2, Ben Cockayne, David.
Right.
He'd come into the line and spilled the ball.
Yep. But because Oldham he'd come in giving them extra numbers in that line, hadn't he? They had an extra man.
Yes.
But Oldham, the players were repositioning themselves to prevent anything untoward happening, and it did untoward happen, but for the Rovers.
Yeah.
So.
Well, head and ball to Oldham.
Hewitt to put the ball in. Comes up into the loose forward's hands at the back of the scrum. And Oldham move it out to the right-hand side and then cross over the halfway line and are tackled. Sort of right centre of the field.
Oh, we've spilled the ball.
Now Oldham have got the...
Kenny Hughes attaching half-back.
Bit of dropsy there. Right, so Oldham need to make sure that nothing comes of this, as Rovers take possession just 5 yards inside their own half. Oldham will take the time. They're quite happy for the clock to wind down. As we referee indicate players in and out. Well, I don't know what's happened there. Oldham have swapped the membership of their pack. Perhaps to remove sort of a ball. Well, he's given a penalty.
Well, he gave a penalty because they dummy to put the ball in the scrum, and Oldham came forward.
Well, they thought they bought the dummy, but I didn't know you could do that. Anyway,
I didn't think you could either.
Rovers are in possession. They're up to Oldham's 20, almost centre of the field, and Oldham needs some tackling. That's one of the 6 tackles gone. Good tackle there by Oldham. As Rovers cross into the Oldham 20-metre line. It bounces a couple of yards out, it's carried forward, 10 yards short, put to ground. Good tackling in there by Oldham's 21, as that's Kenny Hughes. Ball goes out to the far, and a good driving run by Rovers there, but held up 2 yards short. They're moving out to the right-hand side, a little chip through. Ball's been kicked dead by Oldham, drop out between the posts. Good bit of defensive action from Oldham there. Once Rovers got into that position, they were going to be dangerous.
I think it was Scott Turner who got to the ball first, Dave, to put it dead.
So, Oldham to drop out between the posts. Who's taking the kick?
With no ball yet. It's generally Hewitt or Turner.
Well, Turner's gone for that ball. Picked it up now. Turner, Oldham's fullback today. Comes up, hammers the ball high up in the air, comes down 10 yards short of the halfway line, taken cleanly by the Rovers.
Oh, what a tackle that was by Adam Neal.
Adam Neal came up, stopped the man in his tracks. The Rovers man stands there and afterwards shakes his head somewhat, and now it's 3 Oldham men trying to get up, but Rovers are in possession.
Forward pass!
Oh dear me. Well, the touch judge should have spotted that. There was a good yard in that at least. Rovers in possession, and that ball's been, I thought it'd been knocked forward, but it's just held up in possession. 5 yards short of the try line. Rovers in possession. Play the ball. Come a deep ball back across. There's 3 men in the line across here. Put it wide to this side. But Oldham need to drive him into touch, but instead they're pushing down. 5th tackle. They're 5 yards short of the Oldham try line. What are the Rovers going to do? A cross-field high kick. Tyson's underneath it, takes it cleanly behind the post, gets into the field of play, drives forward, good clearing run from Tyson. Well done, son.
By George Tyson.
Drives forward, and now Oldham, ooh, dear me, a high tackle if ever there was one there, but the referee disagrees there. It's our mate Darnell McIntosh there that was indicating he was fouled, shall we say. Now, as these tackles, Gerald, are hard and they hurt, even from a spectator's point of view. Oldham in possession, 10 yards short of the halfway line. No. 5 yards short, 5th tackle at Oldham. It's been a blistering match as a dry kick forward, taking off the winger's legs, goes back, he has to turn, chase the ball back, picks it up on his own 10-yard metre line, drives up to the 20. Oldham's up there tackling. Dear me. Catching your breath is difficult in this match, Gerald. It's all action here at Bowerfold. 19 minutes gone. The score, I'll say this only once. You must listen very carefully. Oldham 18, Kingston Rovers 0. Oldham 18, Kingston Rovers 0. And a penalty, knock-on was that at play the ball?
Play the ball, head and feet to Oldham.
Just inside the Rovers half of the field. Gerald, although it sticks in my throat to do this, 20 minutes have gone, halfway through the first half.
You
the next
failed to
10.
get any scores. You were
right. So you're going to get me 3?
10 minutes, I scored 3 tries.
Get me 3 more then.
I'll try.
I'll buy you a drink if you do.
What, Bovril?
No, water.
Right. Speaking of water, there is a water carrier on the field.
Yep.
The 2 backs come together, bend the backs. The ball is out of the scrum already. It's come to Hewitt. Hewitt puts it to... I think Danny Langtry had the ball eventually from a little flick pass. Here comes Oldham's Joe Burke. He goes forward. He's tackled. We're 35 metres away from the try line. Hewitt has the ball. Puts the ball to Leatherbarrow. Oh, just put a quick play the ball. We might be over again here with an overlap on the far side. George Tyson is tackled just short, 5 metres short of the try line. Adam Clay spins the ball to Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow puts the ball inside to Adam Clay. To Adam Neal rather. Leatherbarrow has the ball. It's a kick through, it's a grubber kick through, it's a chase. The ball goes dead. So to be a tap on the 25. And the lad is in a rush to get it taken. Oldham, though, are already back in the defensive position.
What's this move? Leatherbarrow, ooh.
Leatherbarrow, ooh. Well, obviously. People who are listening must know exactly what I meant. We're 5 metres away from the halfway line, centre of the field. Old Kingston Rovers coming down the whatever slope there is here at Bowerfold. Good tackling again by Oldham. Kenny Hughes was leading the tackling. And another good tackle by Oldham's number 10, Adam Neal. They've come to the short side. They flick the ball inside. The ball is in the hands of Old Kingston Rovers. They've kept coming to the short side. The number 10 has it. That's Chris Clarkson. We're at 12 metres away from the try line. 5th tackle, says the referee. Lunt puts the ball inside to the number 7. It's a high kick over to the far side. Who's underneath it? An Oldham hand is underneath it, but there seems to be a wrestle for the ball. Who has the ball eventually? George Tyson, I think. But Tyson slumps to his hands. Tyson is in some trouble here. He's on his haunches. He jumped high, gathered the ball. And a whole Kingston Rovers player wrestled with him to get the ball. George Tyson retained possession, and now he's gone down, and with a trainer on the field seeing to him, and is looking into his eyes. I don't know whether it's a head injury or what it is. Play's not underway, and they put in a bandage on, or at least a very large white plaster around Tyson's head. wrapping it round several times. He's obviously taken a knock.
Bit of gaffer tape, I think.
Gaffer tape would do the trick, Dave, without a shadow of a doubt. Meanwhile, Adam Clay's on his hands and on his knees, ready to play the ball when the referee deems that play can continue. And I think it's gone dark again here at Bowerfold. The sun's gone and the lights are shining brightly. They're certainly shining brightly in favour of Oldham at the moment. Oldham 18, Old Kingston Rovers 0, with what, Dave? 20-something minutes gone?
20. Actually, I broke my stopwatch, Gerald. 24 minutes gone on my watch. Be a bit less than that because they've stopped and started a few times.
Play starts. And here come Oldham, running away from their own try line. Looked like a particularly high tackle. The referee ignores it. Kenny Hughes goes from acting half-back, runs into the marker, but since Mr. Campbell wasn't looking, they got away with the offside decision. Danny Langtree has the ball. Kenny Hughes, acting half-back, puts the ball to the short side. An early kick from Leatherbarrow, and it's gathered by the winger over there on the far side. That'll be Ryan Shaw, who comes inside, right into the arms of Luke Adamson, who puts him to ground. Old Kingston Rovers in possession again. We're 10 metres away from the halfway line. Old Kingston Rovers in the turquoise, orange and white strip, coming down the hill here at Bowerfold. Just about managed to cross into the Oldham half of the field before that tackle is completed. Tyler Dickinson has come onto the field. I didn't see who he replaced, David. Did you notice?
No.
So, Hull Kingston Rovers coming down the short side, but they run into trouble again. Good tackling by Hewitt of all people. Lunt puts the ball to his right. Another interception. What are Oldham going to do? And it's the new lad. It's Daniel McIntosh. And now Oldham have the ball. Tyler Dickinson has the ball. What a shame he just didn't have another yard or two, David.
Well, it was just the defenders and there were three
Jack
of them.
Spencer has the ball. We're in the Old Kingston Rovers half of the field. Here comes Tyler Dickinson again, going forward. We're 30 metres away from the try line, coming up the hill at Bowerfold. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to his right, to Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow, a dummy, puts the ball to Tyson. Tyson with his bandaged head, looking for a gap, running forward, trampling over people. The ball is spilled backwards. Oh, we've got a penalty here. I think that the Mr. Campbell has deemed that there were three players in the tackle and that they raked out the ball.
Yep. Well, it was holding it high in the air, wasn't it? And they were all reaching up.
And we've decided to run it, not to go for goal. So here's Jack Spencer with the ball. We're 5 metres away from the try line. He stands up, plays his ball. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow puts the ball to Hewitt. I thought we were over again with Scott Turner in possession. Hewitt has the ball, puts the ball to Tyler Dickinson, who runs manfully at two Hull Kingston Rovers defenders just to the left of the post, 5 metres short. Hughes spins the ball to Hewitt. Hewitt puts the ball to Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow puts the ball out to Danny Langtree. Langtree's tackled just short of the try line. Plays his ball. Here comes Leatherbarrow, has the ball. A little left-footed kick through. What's going to... No, it goes dead.
No, he kicked it dead. He kicked it dead. The defender kicked it dead.
Yeah. I thought it had actually run dead.
No, it would have done, but he didn't know what was going on behind him.
Right. Well, Darrell McIntosh was breathing down his neck, I know that much. So it's going to drop out from underneath the posts. It really has gone dark here at Bowerfold. I think we're in for a heavy shower, but never mind. We can cope with that as long as Oldham retain this lead. Right, Old Kingston Rovers drop out the ball. It crosses into the Oldham half of the field. It's gathered by Scott Turner, who gives the ball to Adam Neal. Adam Neal runs forward. He's got 10 metres inside the Old Kingston Rovers half. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to his right. And who's that? Jack Spencer again. Spencer taken to ground by the Hull players. They seem to lie on for quite a lengthy time there. Leatherbarrow puts the ball to Tyler Dickinson. Dickinson makes good ground. We're 20 metres away from the try line. Still going forward. Kenny Hughes to Hewitt. Hewitt puts the ball it finishes eventually in the hands of Scott Turner, and play continues. Hewitt puts the ball to Adam Neal with 12 metres away. Fifth tackle, says the referee. Hewitt, a little kick through. Oh, we nearly gathered it on the left wing.
Well, it's getting a bit obvious that, Gerald, and the last two kicks have not been particularly good kicks. They've been far more defenders to take.
It was a little bit hard, was that kick, I know, yeah.
A little bit hard?
Just a touch too hard, that's all. So, Hull Kingston Rovers tackled 12 metres away from their own try line. Centre of the field, running to the arms of Jack Spencer and two of his mates, one of them being Tyler Dickinson. Plays the ball quickly, goes to the left-hand side, coming down the field, turns inside, another good tackle, 3 gone in this set, an interchange by Old Kingston Rovers. Here come Old Kingston Rovers, they make no progress whatsoever. The rain that I said was threatening has actually come with a vengeance. What a good tackle by Kenny Hughes. Wait, what's happened here? It's a penalty. The referee said play on. I think that's what I'm gathering. That Kenny Hughes made the tackle. The referee said play on. The tackle wasn't completed.
The Rovers
stood
man
up and
bent
played
down. Both arms went on the ground.
Well, that's a good stint there from Oldham's Jack Spencer, and is replaced by Ben Davis now. So Scott Leatherbarrow taking the penalty, and he puts it. It gains about 25-30 metres. Oldham again. Oh, the lad taps it and goes on his own. That's Oldham's number 17, Sam Wood, with 20 metres away from the try line. Kenny Hughes puts the ball inside to Davis, who's just come on. He's tackled with 12 metres short. He stands up, plays his ball. Hughes spins the ball to Hewitt. Hewitt puts the ball out to Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow to Turner, who's joined the line. But the Hull Kingston Rovers make sure that he's tackled well and truly. Stands up, plays his ball. And Kenny Hughes goes on his own. Then he puts the ball to Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow, no, that was... Oh, we've got another penalty here, I think, have we, David? Is it offside?
No.
I know it's a forward pass. Forward pass, head and feet to Hull Kingston Rovers, 12 metres away from the try line. And
can I point out, Gerald, you've let us down this 10 minutes.
Well, it's not over yet. And
you're our 3-minute soft-boiled egg man.
Brad Hill is in front of us warming up. Brad Hill, the son of Brendan Hill, of course, the former Halifax player. The rain's coming down with a vengeance. Hull in possession, coming down the field. Oldham's tackling is good, though. And they restrict them to about 3 metres from that particular run. Here they come again. Oldham, my word, they were quick off the mark then. The tackle is completed. Danny Langtree, the main contributor. Hull Kingston Rovers looking down. Oh my word, what a good tackle that was again.
Ben Davis.
By Ben Davis.
Ben Davis has just put in 4 absolutely excellent tackles.
But something's upset the referee, because Hull Kingston Rovers have a penalty which they immediately put into touch on the left-hand side of the field as they're playing. And play underway again. The number 10 has the ball. That's Chris Clarkson. Put down. They've got 5 tackles to go in this set and 30 metres to go. Another good stint of tackling by Oldham. Line on for a bit longer, but never mind. Old Kingston Rovers dummy to the left and continue to go to the left. Surely that ball was... Well, first of all, the ball was forward, and then the winger failed to gather it and tipped it into touch anyway. So whichever way up it landed, it's going to be scrum down, head and feet to Oldham.
Yep, 15 yards short of the Oldham try line.
Well, this is... I hope Oldham can maintain this, because they're playing some good stuff, David.
Absolutely excellent stuff so far. And you keep looking at the lad that we were a bit doubtful about at first, the Darno McIntosh, having a belter.
Oh,
having a belter.
He's got some speed to him as well, hasn't he? The Hull Kingston Rovers fans have come alive at the top end. But Adam Clay, as he customarily does, takes the ball from first receiver after the scrum, 20 metres away from our own try line. Scott Turner takes the ball forward. So we've an interchange for Oldham. And as I said, Brad Hill was warming up. And Adam Neal comes off. Brad Hill is on. Kenny Hughes goes from acting half back, runs into the defender. The referee says that he spilled the ball on the call of the touch judge. I didn't see it, David.
Touch judge saw that very well. There were two bodies in between him and the ball. So goodness knows what he saw there.
Anyway, it's going to be head and ball to Hull Kingston Rovers. 5 metres inside the Oldham half of the field and just to the right of the posts.
Oh dear me. Well, we've had a pulsating first half, Gerald, and look at the watch with about 10 minutes to go to half time. I'll pick up commentary.
Over to you, yeah.
It's Rovers head and ball.
I'll look at this text I've just got.
All right. That's it. Unbelievable. It's the number 7, Jamie Ellis, to put the ball in for Rovers. Ball goes in. It was a contested scrum. I saw feet moving then. The referee goes in to check that the players know that this is rugby league. And the ball goes in this time to the loose. Well, the number 9, the hooker, comes running out with it, but surely he wasn't in the hooker's position. So, Old Kingston Rovers in possession, put the ball along the line straight in front of me, 10 metres inside the Oldham half. Again, 5, 6, 7. Oldham pushed them back, and eventually put the down 5 yards inside the 10 metres. You know where I am, the red line. So Rovers have carried it forward. They're just outside the Oldham 20. Get up, play the ball, comes into the centre. There's a pack of Rovers players. In goes the number 11 for Rovers. That's Maurice Blair, and he's stopped in his tracks. Gets up to play his ball now. Now cut this out, comes back. There's 2 lines of attack along here. Ball goes out to the 24. Now the referee spots a forward pass. The touch judge didn't.
Touch judge didn't do anything.
No, the touch judge just stood there, puffed his chest out. But,
perhaps he's used to being a touch judge at Union.
Well, yeah. The referee, Mr. Campbell, gives awards the scrum. It's Oldham's head and ball, just 10 metres short of the Oldham try line. The rain continues to pour down, but the Oldham crowd behind the post to our right, singing Oldham, we love you. Well, I'll tell you, performances like this, it's very easy to love them. Ball goes in, picked up by the loose forward, quickly pulled outside. Oh, the lad received some treatment today. That lad being McIntosh gets up, plays his ball, and a driving run. Fry Samwood, tall, gangly. Well, I was going to say gangly, but he's hard to stop. Oldham in possession, coming against a torrent of rain, pouring down on Bower Fold here. Ball goes inside, driving into it. Driving rain, driving runs. What a game of rugby league this is. Gets the ball, plays the ball. Oldham, that ball went to... Well,
yes, it was...
I think that was adjacent. I think it was just fractionally forward.
Yeah.
About a couple of foot forward by the end. It reached the end of the pass. But I didn't see much signal from the linesman again. So, scrum down just inside the Oldham half of the field. Players take a break. Dear me, we wait. Right, Rovers have got the ball. It's handed to their number 7, Jamie Ellis. Oldham packed down. Ball goes in at the loose forward's feet and comes out, picked up, and Oldham had come charging across there. Oldham's number 6 there, Scott Leatherbarrow, missed a man on his way in, so on his way back he got him then.
He caught up with him again.
And then slowed down, so that was a good attempt. But it's Rovers in possession. And a missed tackle, half missed tackle there, but you could hear the shake from here. 10 yards out Rovers are from the Oldham try line, put the ball short, trying to drive the way forward. Oldham dump him to the ground, and he's put down 5 yards short of the try line. Rovers in possession. They've done him for the line. Are they over there? Oldham players have given them the ball. I thought the Oldham player had managed to get his legs underneath there, but not the case, Gerald. You can.
Well, I'm afraid it's a regular occurrence that Oldham fall for tries from that simple position. The lad who received the ball from the player the ball dummies to his right and then steps to his left and goes over. And in recent weeks, Oldham have fallen for that several times. So Oldham retain the lead, of course. It's Oldham 18, Hull Kingston Rovers 4, with a kick to come. Sammy G running onto the field with a message from the coaching staff. And it's the number 7, Jamie Ellis, who's teeing the ball up in absolutely
Do we know
torrential.
who the try scorer was? 'Cause I didn't spot it.
No, I don't know who it is, David.
I should have done if I could have an action replay in my mind, because he stood up in front of us, dummied the ball to the right, and then went left, and he just about got in. It was. There goes the kick in between the sticks. It's Oldham 18, Hull Kingston Rovers 6.
The person who usually is acting half-back for Hull is the hooker, Sean Lunt. So I'm guessing it was Lunt who scored the try. But it's definitely Jamie Ellis who got the conversion. The current score, Oldham 18, Hull Kingston Rovers 6.
So Oldham, they don't need to be dejected because still
Not
leading
at all.
18 points to 6. And I think there was a bit of fortuitousness about that try. But anyway, Oldham to restart in this torrential downpour, which is blowing slightly into Oldham's faces. Rovers stop the kick on their own try line with the foot, pick it up and begin the charge out. Oldham tackle them 10 yards away from the Rovers try line, far side of the field, on the Rovers on their right. Oldham's tackling's good. Just a couple of yards gained on that instance. They can play the ball again, moving the ball inside. Try to drive in. There's 3 Oldham players there. One's gone low. The other 2 are high. They stop him as he crosses the 20 line. Gets up, pushes the Oldham player away. A high kick downfield here. That's not going to go anywhere. Or it's going to run dead. No, Oldham have got back in time into home of full-back Turner. Gets inside the infielder play and drives the ball out. Good run. 10 yards short of the Oldham try line. Picked up by McIntosh. He drives in. Stopped in his tracks and pushed back. Gets up to play his ball. Plays his ball now. Oldham trying to drive through and find gaps. There are no gaps in this Rovers defence at the moment. There perhaps were earlier on. Oldham have finding it difficult, but again driving in. Push the ball up towards 15 yards short of the halfway line. Play the ball. It goes slightly behind Oldham's 14. But no way through for Luke Adamson there. Oldham crossing to the Rovers half of the field. 5th tackle, says the ball. Ball goes to Hewitt. Hewitt kicks it. Hits the Rovers player and then the ball's bounced forward. The Rovers gain possession. They're 10 yards inside their own half. Driving forward now. Oldham stop. The Oldham set 3rd tackler coming in. Tackled his other Oldham player because then there were 2 of them knocking the Rovers player to the ground. Ball's gone loose. What's the referee? Penalise Oldham for raking the ball out. Well, I didn't see anything, so I can't say. Takes a quick kick. The referee says, take it again. You didn't gain as much. No. It's on the halfway line. Rovers, a second ball comes on from the far side and is removed from the field of play. Kick for touch on the far side. What are we going to do? The referee, Mr. Campbell, not happy. The ball's gone into touch. If the Rovers players are doing something wrong, I think they should be penalised rather than have a third attempt to put the ball into touch. Gerald?
Well, we're running out of balls because 2 of them have gone out of the ground.
So Rovers in possession just outside the Oldham 20. They found the way over the Oldham line on the last attack, and Oldham hold them out until half-time. Rovers, a dummy pass and they're driving forward, but held in the upright position and then put to ground 5 yards short of the try line, but a dangerous place. Rovers play the ball, comes along the line, a grubber kick through. There's a chase on by Oldham, taken by the Oldham fullback, that's Scott Turner, and I think he hadn't seen the Rovers player coming in.
He gathered the ball in the hope, rather than kick it dead, he gathered it in the hope that he might make the field play again. He didn't, but the consequence is the same. That's
right, but I mean the thing was, I think for a moment he hadn't seen, because the Rovers player came in, if you like, behind 2 Oldham players, and I think he was, ready for turning and aiming to get over the try line. So it's Oldham to drop out. Oldham leading by 18 points to 6. Comes down on the halfway line, fielded by Rovers, turns, offloads the ball. Chap away to my left, calls forward the pass. I'm not certain that really was it, but Rovers are certainly waking up into this match, in the last 10 minutes of the first half. Gets up, play the ball. They're up to Oldham's 20, but then Oldham have not had the opportunity to clear the lines. They've tackled there, put them down 15 yards short of the try line. Straight from Acting halfback, moving along the line, a grubber kick through, and it's taken by Rovers. They catch the ball, put the ball to ground. It's the second try for Rovers.
Which makes the current score Oldham 18, Rovers 10. Was a well-weighted kick through, not on the fifth tackle, so it was a little bit early in the set, so perhaps not expected by Oldham. They're looking a bit dejected, but certainly there's no need to be.
Well, we again didn't get the try scorer. It's the kick to come. I make this virtually the end of the half.
Yeah, the kick to come. So it's Jamie Ellis putting the ball on the kicking tee. 18 points.
Right. Just under 4 minutes to go.
Right.
Because I've not been stopping and starting my watch.
So if he converts this, it's 18-12, and it's relatively easy. But he's taking his time, for goodness sake. Eventually.
Again, the kick through, two very good kicks through like that pinned us back and, on the diagonal. I think we'd decided before that
the second time the ball has fallen off the kicking tee,
that our kicks through for a player to run onto had not been, not really, had been 60, perhaps 70 to 30 against us getting the ball. So here comes the kick. It's Ellis again with that. Strikes it now. Looks good. Up with the touch judges. Flags it. Is good. It's Oldham 18, Kingston Rovers 12. And,
right, so Oldham about to get the second half, the play of the way again, the restart. Thank you, David.
So it's Oldham with it to do. 3 minutes to go to half time. It would be
well, going into the half time lead. That's brilliant.
Well, that's good. Yeah, the three score leads would have been excellent. But anyway, the performance has been good from Oldham today. Remember, we're playing top of the table, runaway league leaders at the moment, and a good kick down the centre of the park, picked up by Rovers inside their own 20. Oldham's tackling's good enough, stops them in the track, and 10 yards from the Rovers try line. Gets up, plays his ball. Rovers coming short. A little flick up into the air. Oldham's tackling's good. Keep them inside the 20. 2 tackles gone. Gets up, plays the ball. To cross outside the 20. The third one comes in. Then again, Oldham's good tackling. That third tackle. And the player rolled over. Then Oldham are penalised. But really, to me, the whole Kingston Rovers player was rolling over to gain more ground. What are you supposed to do? Sandon let him do it. They kick for touch. And, half on the halfway line now. Rovers in possession. Of course, they got out from inside their own box to flick the ball through. Oldham to do a good tackle by Oldham's. There, gets up. Rovers are on the Oldham 20-metre line. Check it forward to turn in field. It's the number 5, Ryan Shaw. Ryan Shaw, no way through for him. He's held up just inside the Oldham 20. Ball runs across the front and then dummies. It's a loose forward. It's tackled to the ground, 10 yards short of the try line. Rovers in possession. They're looking lively. Oldham tackling good. He bursts through the first tackle, held up inches short of the try line. Gets up, plays the ball, tries to look as if he's been knocked to the ground. The ball's been fed right back by this. And he checks inside. Oldham do the tackling. It's good enough. 5th tackle, says the referee. But the 3 yards short of the Oldham try line. Gets up, plays the ball. They're coming up to the short side. Good tackling by Oldham. Not good enough, though. He's over the line. Gets the ball down. And it looks like we're going to go in at half-time with level scores. I'll keep my eye on the player who's just scored the try now. It's the 24 for Joe Wardell that scored the try. Just talk us through it, Gerald.
The Oldham crowd telling Mr. Campbell he is a so-and-so disgrace. but I think he's used to being told that.
Is this Chris Campbell the player that used to play for Oldham? Or is it young?
There was a Chris Campbell who played for Oldham, yeah.
I think it is.
Right. And he's I've also seen him referee Super League on TV, so...
Yeah.
2 points, you might as well.
Well, the crowd not too pleased, but
Jamie Ellis with the conversion.
And it's he's kicking well. He's brought it a yard outside the 20, and it's about 6 yards in from touch. A good kicker like Ellis, very kickable position. That would be a complete turnaround in the last 10 minutes. So we've had Oldham in the first 10 minutes ran up a gap of three converted tries, and Hull KR, if this goes over, that's been pulled wide, and it's so Oldham retain.
Oldham 18, Old Kingston Rovers 16.
So a 2-point lead. There you are. Now Oldham, and there goes the half-time hooter. Shame it couldn't come 8 minutes earlier, but listen to the crowd as they cheer their players off the pitch. Excellent performance.
A quick weather report. It's brightened up here at Stalybridge.
The rain has stopped. So without any further ado, it's Gerald.
Yeah, play.
Ready and raring to go. Half-time scores was
Oldham 18, Old Kingston Rovers 16. The sun is shining brightly now here at Bowerfold. Both teams are out on the field. Old Kingston Rovers about to kick off, playing up the hill. The sun will be, and it is a bright sun at the moment. The sun is going to be in the eyes of the Hull players if Oldham can take advantage of that with a few high kicks. So
can you do a repeat performance from the first
Kane
half?
kicks off. It's gathered by Hewitt, who puts the ball to Tyler Dickinson, who brings the ball forward 10 metres away from the try line. Oldham in possession, coming down the hill at Bowerfold. A good run by Oldham again. 20 metres gain, level with the posts. Kenny Hughes, I think he's been on all the match, which is unusual. Still at acting half-back, puts the ball inside to Adam Clay, who's gone looking for work. Scott Leatherbarrow waving his hands about, pointing hither, thither and everywhere, telling people where they ought to be. Oldham in possession. Kenny Hughes looks to his right, puts the ball to his right. It's a kick along the floor, and it's stopped by Cockayne, the full-back for Hull, but a good chase by Oldham, by Danny Langtree and by Leatherbarrow himself. Oh, come on! They do that regularly, Dave. They seem to move off the mark.
Oh yeah, well they fall as soon as they're released, because the referee says held, and so you're supposed to release the player, and then immediately they fall forward and retain their balance by stepping forward, and all of a sudden they've made 3-4 yards. And
anyway, they've not crossed into the Oldham half just yet. Perhaps they will now in the form of Ryan Shaw. Yes, they have. He's the left winger, gone inside. Mr. Campbell raises his hands. Lunt has the ball, and it's a high kick by Jamie Ellis, who's underneath it. Scott Turner underneath it, takes the ball well, brings it forward, gets to the 10-metre line before he's tackled by the Old Kingston Rovers players. Whoever it was went from acting half-back. I couldn't see who it was, David.
It's our mate.
Yes, it's Daniel McIntosh, wasn't it? Yeah. So Kenny Hughes at acting half-back. A lot of shenanigans going on at that play of the ball. Here come Oldham again. Good run there. We're 10 metres away from the halfway line. Leatherbarrow doing the pointing again, taking charge. They've gone to the other side though, and it's a good run there in the left centre position by Oldham.
Fifth tackle, says the ref.
Fifth tackle. What will Oldham do? It's a kick along the floor by Hewitt, and it goes into touch. That's on the far side of the field, on the 10-metre line. So to be head and ball to Hull on the 10-metre line and 20 metres away from the touch line. First to the pack from Oldham's point of view is Tyler Dickinson, who has a conversation with the referee that didn't look too pleasant.
Can I just have a word with you, Gerald? We've been playing nearly 3 minutes of the second half now. You haven't had a single try yet.
Well,
for us.
I think we've got an interception try coming up now.
Fair enough.
Big Kev struck up. Big Kev, the Oldham supporter. Everyone will know he is. We can hear him loud and clear now. So Oldham doing the tackling again. And there's a good tackle again. And they drag him back towards his own try line. So they're now 12 metres away from their own try line.
That was forward.
That ball looks strangely forward, but the referee ignores it. Oldham go back the full 10. Old Kingston Rovers coming forward again. We're still 20 metres away from the halfway line before the Hull lad is taken to ground. Again he moves off the mark. Nothing said by Mr. Campbell. A good tackle there by Tyler Dickinson. The referee calls held. 5th tackle. They haven't crossed the halfway line. They decided to run it, and they flick the ball out from the pack, and Lunt is away. Is he going to score? He's tackled. It's a kick forward. Who's going to get there first? Over on the far side. I'm sad to say that it is a whole Kingston Rovers player who gets there first on that right wing. Didn't see his number, but the player on the right wing is David Hodgson. So they decided to run it on the last tackle. I thought the tackle had been completed, but the player in possession managed to flick the ball out to Lunt, who was in support. Lunt kicked the ball forward. It's then a foot race to see who got there first. The player who got there first was the whole Kingston Rovers right wing, David Hodgson, making the current score Oldham 18, Old Kingston Rovers 20, with the conversion attempt to come. So Jamie Ellis, just in the shade of the Lord Tom Pendry stand, puts the ball on the kicking tee. It's quite a difficult kick, and he missed one in the first half from the right side of the field. He pulled it to the left of the posts, so hopefully something similar will happen on this occasion. Meanwhile, the Oldham players are gathered behind the try line, taking on instructions from Sammy G, who's gone on with the message. Heads up, keep going. I should imagine the message is you're still in this game. Here comes Jamie Ellis.
I think. I mean, it was a well taken try, but the flick out could have gone anywhere.
Yeah. Anyway, Ellis strikes the ball. It's high enough. It's long enough. It's good enough, I'm afraid to say. So Oldham 18, Old Kingston Rovers 22. And Hull coming down the field. We're about to have an interchange. Joe Burke is about to come onto the field again for interchange number 5. And who's coming off? I think it's Brad Hill who's coming off. He's the player that we signed just last week, a day before the Swinton match. Brad Hill, famous son of the famous father Brendan Hill. Anyway, Scott Turner puts the ball on the kicking tee, strikes the ball. It's high, it's spinning. It's taken by the Hull Kingston Rovers lad, who puts it to his left, but it's a good chase by Oldham, who were doing all right in this match. You know, that we expected a big score. Well, it's not happened yet, and hopefully Oldham are still well in this game, leading 18-0 at one stage. Hull have pulled it back to 22-18. Meanwhile, Oldham push Hull Kingston Rovers back. George Tyson with his bandaged head, doing most of the tackling on that occasion. Goes in again, takes the legs of the Hull player, goes back to the referee. Here's a kick. It's a long kick. It might be a 40-20. Is it a 40-20? I didn't quite see whether it was. Yes, it is. He's given it to. What's his signal there? Oh, the 40-20, right? Yeah. Right. You just play the ball these days, don't you?
Oh, do you not? You don't have the scrum anymore.
Not head and ball at the scrum. You actually get to play the ball. I'd forgotten that little innovation this season. So Hull Kingston Rovers really threatening now. Coming forward. We need a good tackling stint here, or a mistake from Hull. Please don't fall for one. A little kick through. Who's going to get there first? The ball is kicked dead by Adam Clay. It's going to be a dropout from underneath the posts.
Yep. So, in actual fact, with it just not even pulling you into the scrum, the 40-20s are really valuable kicks.
Oh, yeah.
You know, incredibly. Yeah. I mean, then they were virtually in, weren't they?
That's right. The referee stops the clock. Holds his earpiece as if he's getting spoken to by the touch judge on this side. who has the ball at the moment. Well, nobody from Oldham seems keen on taking it. Eventually, it's with who? It's not a good kick anyway. Anyway, Gus. Oh, we've spilled the ball backwards, maybe. Or has Campbell given a knock on? He's given a knock on. So,
I thought he knocked it forward, but then knocked it backward while it was in the air.
Well, whatever. It's a heading ball to Oldham. 5 metres away from the halfway line, just in their own half of the field. Heading ball to Oldham at this scrum. Just 4 points behind on the scoreboard. George Tyson looks set for a run, in my opinion, here. Yes, indeed, it's George who gets the ball, but the old Kingston Rovers had him weighed up, and 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. George is still going. Here come Oldham again. It's number 19, Joe Burke, and he's pushed backwards, back into his own half of the field.
It was picked up by the number 11. I'm not certain.
Leatherborough has the ball, goes forward. Tyler Dickinson tackled almost before he received the ball. He stands up, plays the ball. Kenny Hughes puts the ball inside. Oldham 10 metres inside of the
These are very big Rovers 10 metres, aren't they?
Hewitt has the ball, a left-footed kick. It's not going to go dead. It's a good chase by Oldham, and Oldham have managed to put the Old Kingston Rovers over his own try line. So an excellent run there on that far side of the field, I think by Sam Wood. So to be a dropout from underneath the posts. Tyson's limping a bit just down below us here, David. Right, Old Kingston Rovers drop the ball out. The referee stops the clock. We're waiting for a ball to appear.
He's got it now.
The Oldham supporters behind that set of goalposts making a lot of noise. Turner gives the ball to Dickinson. A good run by Dickinson. 25 metres away from the try line. A good set to follow, hopefully. Oldham going forward. Only made 2 yards on that particular set run. Hewitt puts the ball to Leatherbarrow to Turner. Turner is tackled 15 metres away from the try line. He stands up, plays his ball. Gareth Owen puts the ball inside to right on the far side of the field. It's with the new boy, and he has to come inside. That's Darnell McIntosh, who gives the ball to one of the forwards. He stands up, plays his ball. It's Owen who plays the ball. Going forward, that's Oldham's number 19. 5th tackle, says the referee. 5 metres to go. Owen, a little kick through, but it's gathered by the whole Kingston Rovers lad just in front of the try line. Looks suspiciously forward. A good tackle there by Oldham. That's a long way up this field. Gareth Owen plays well there. Puts the Old Kingston Rovers lad down. They haven't made any ground whatsoever. They're in again like red and white terriers of the Oldham players. Here come Old Kingston Rovers. They've decided to run it. They're coming up this left wing, and Leatherbarrow, and then Danny Langtree and Leatherbarrow, and eventually George Tyson makes the tackle. 5th tackle, says the referee. Here comes Hull again. It's a kick through. Who's going to gather it? It's spinning, and Turner picks it up. And it just about crosses into the Hull half of the... No, it doesn't quite make the Hull half of the field. Oldham in possession. Hewitt puts the ball to Darnell McIntosh. McIntosh is tackled 5 metres inside the Oldham half of the field. Owen goes on his own. Gives the ball to Joe Burke. Joe Burke is tackled. Old Kingston Rovers lying on for a long time. Owen puts the ball to Hewitt. Hewitt puts the ball to Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow puts the ball to Langtree, but Langtree seems to have given the ball to the... Well, the referees...
I actually agree with the referee.
Tell me what happened there.
Well, Leatherbarrow was trying to slip the ball out, and he slipped it into the Hull KR player's stomach. The Hull KR player just clamped his hand on it, and although Langtree tried to get the ball back, he couldn't do. Touch judge on the far side saw that, and in this instance, I'll disagree with most of the Oldham supporters and agree with the referee
A
there.
knock
that
on.
It wasn't so much a knock on, it was a handover. But he must have given something. Well, he's given the scrum.
As soon as the ball is in contact with the Old Kingston Rovers player, it's a knock on.
Well, no, the OKR player didn't have hold of it
Well, that's
until
why
Oldham had released
no,
the
as soon
ball.
as he touches it, it only needs to touch his chest, and it's deemed a knock on.
But he never. It was if I push the ball into your chest. Anyway, on with the commentary.
Right, Old Kingston Rovers in possession, left centre position in the half, just about to cross into the Oldham half of the field. It's a kick by Jamie Ellis. It looks like a good kick unless Scott Turner can get across there. What's he done? What's he done? What has he done?
Well, he went to flick it, stroke kick it, and missed it. And the Rovers player had a free run to the
Scott
line
Turner
to score the try.
Didn't know what to do. He flicked the ball inside, and the Old Kingston Rovers player took advantage and just plonked the ball over the try line. He could have either gathered the ball or let it go into touch, and instead he decided to keep the ball in play. He did keep it in play, and Old Kingston Rovers took advantage of it. So that's a try to Old Kingston Rovers. With the current score, Oldham 18, Hull 26.
It came from nowhere, and in actual fact, Oldham are playing so well.
Chronic mistake to make, David. Goodness me.
Well, the thing
I don't know what possessed him.
He was, I think, he was trying to keep the ball in play.
Well, he did.
But flicking it back, thinking there was an Oldham player near, he missed it. That was the trouble.
No, he didn't. He caught it. He flicked it back.
It didn't. I thought it came off him and went into the in-goal area.
He actually flicked it back into the field of play. Honestly, believe me.
Well, it's a try anyway.
Yeah.
26, Oldham 18, OKR 26. Who must be amazed now that they've come back into this game, having been pinned back inside their own 20 for a considerable amount of time. The kick to come, it's Ellis with the kick.
It strikes the ball. The touch judges
wide,
wave it
pulled
away.
it wide. So
Oldham 18, Old Kingston Rovers 26.
26. Amazing, really, from Oldham being 18 points to 0 in the lead in the first 18 minutes. I think I better take over and do commentary to this half, Gerald. You crap in terms of the scoring. So,
is that right, Sap?
That's a technical term, of course, you know. Scott Naylor taught it me.
Well, he'd know.
Actually, where is he? Because he's not allowed anywhere near the team today,
he's in
is
the
he?
stand somewhere.
Right, so it's Hull KR field the ball just short of their own try line and carry it forward to the 10-yard mark, push it out to the side. The Hull KR do tend to have very adjacent passes, shall we say, inside their own 20 when they're coming out. They get up, play the ball, coming across now, a drive in. Oldham's defend is good. Prevent them just gaining more than a couple of yards. Get up, play the ball. Ball comes back, deep ball. It's hit an Oldham player. Fabbed right straight down the throat. And fullback catches it, comes charging forward. Slows down a little bit as he comes up to the 10 yards inside his own half. And Oldham a tackle, gets up, play the ball. It was Turner. Now it's my mate and everyone's mate, George Tyson. The referee gives Oldham a penalty for something. What was the incident, Gerald?
Tackled by a player who wasn't square.
All right, so Oldham with a penalty kick. Kick for touch. Find it. It goes into touch. 5 yards in, 15 yards inside the Rovers half of the field. A quick tap and inside, and off goes Oldham's number 11, charging forward. Jack Spencer dumped down just outside the 20. Owen gives a gentle shove, shall we say. Ooh, and a good run along the outside, but the tackling was hard and strong by the Rovers players. Oldham on the Rovers 20, driving forward. 5 or 6 yards gain there. Rovers indicating one thing and another, but a nice ball back to Tyson, fed to Oldham's 12. goes back inside, jinks one way, then the other, no way through for Danny Langtree, which would have silenced the chap in front who was just about to criticise Oldham for putting the ball back inside. So a little grubber kick through, but we're not going to do that. I mean, the players that should be doing that should be the ones that take the kicks all the time, rather than just somebody who happened to be in the right location or thereabout, because that kick was given, it never even got over the try line, and there was nobody going to get anywhere near it. So disappointing that there. Oldham losing a bit of the concentration there, or at least one of the Oldham players. A kick now over the top, it's inside the 20, but it's not going to go into touch. Picked up behind his own try line, and Oldham have got a long way to come back now. Tried to come in field, 10 yards out from their own try line, tackled. Oldham get the ball played, but there's a long length of green field in front of the Oldham players now. Long way to get that try line. Now back with Tyson. Tyson comes charging forward. 3 men tackle him. He tries to hop an extra couple of yards, gets up, plays his ball quickly. Oldham scoop the ball forward, and then driving in there. Oldham's number 11, Jack Spencer, put down on the halfway line, gets up, plays the ball, and Oldham moving the ball along, but the tackling's good from Hull Kingston Rovers. 5th tackle, says the referee. Oldham are 10 yards inside the Rovers half. Grubber kick hits an Oldham hits a Rovers player, and it's and the referee gives the scrum down to Rovers. Their head and ball. They're not exactly certain, but anyway.
No, I don't think he knows.
No, so it's a scrum down. Rovers head and ball. Was that phone yours or mine?
It was mine, David.
Oh, right, well, we'll ignore it. So it's Rovers put the ball into the scrum. Take it 5 yards forward. They're still 15 yards inside their own half. Gets up, plays the ball, but they've got possession and they carry the ball on. An extra 10 yards gained on that particular carry forward. Another accelerating into a gap there and charging forward. Oldham do well to prevent him gaining more than 5 yards inside the 5 yards inside the Oldham half. Ball coming back. It's knock on, I think, play the ball. Scrum down Oldham's head and ball. And Oldham 15 yards out for inside their own half. Check of the time.
Check of the time.
Want to see how long we've got.
You haven't got a clue.
It's 18 minutes on my watch, so you take 3 away.
When Mickey Mouse's little finger gets round to number 9.
Listen, Minnie Mouse is dancing all the way across this stopwatch. Where's yours? I buy your stopwatch and you misplace it.
I know where it is.
Oh, right, just get it beeps on the hour. As Oldham take the ball from the scrum. And charge forward there. 10 yards inside their own half. Centre of field, Oldham in possession. Ball goes back. Tyson, Tyson's faced by 3. Pushes into them. And Oldham a little bit like the Rovers complaining about something as Oldham put the ball out to the far side. They threw 3 pairs of hands cross into the Rovers half of the field. 10 yards inside. The move stops. Oldham in possession. Charging forward, but it seems to be charging forward but being stopped by the first men. Only 3-4 yards gained on each particular move. This time it's gone back deep. Oh, good ball, and bounced into the arms of Oldham's Danny Langtree, and he keeps charging forward. 10 yards short of the try line. He's put to ground. 5th tackle, says the referee. And the Oldham crowd thinking that they should have had a penalty there. A little chip over the corner. Up go the bodies, up go the head. It's caught by having come out of by an Old Kingston Rovers. Gain possession 5 yards short of their own try line and begin to accelerate out on the far side. No way through. Tackled inside their own 20. Gets up, plays the ball. Rovers on the short side, trying to go up their right wing. They've gained 15 yards down that side as Oldham dumped them to the ground 15 yards short of the halfway line. Rovers get up, play the ball, comes back inside. Quick flick round the back. Oh, now showing a bit of the Harlem Globetrotters stuff there. Must be feeling comfortable out there that they prevent Oldham doing much. A kick this time, it's inside. It's going to be a 50-20, and he's let the ball go out, and it is a 40-20, I think.
No, it wasn't.
Was he not?
No, No, it wasn't.
I thought it was.
No, it was just the other side of the red.
Right, he just stepped over it because
Yes.
it was very, very close to it. I thought he was just on the line. But anyway, the referee says no, it's a scrum down. It's Oldham's head and ball, to which that's great relief to me. Let's check the time.
No, you just did check the time.
I know, well, I'm anxious now. 20 minutes-ish gone in this second half. Halfway
It's only because Gene's got a flipping meat pie in it. What's happening here?
That's gone, right. 21 minutes of this second half gone, and now the referee antagonising the crowd somewhat as the packs begin to get down. It's going to be a Rovers head and ball, Gerald, so I'll let you have commentary.
Thank you very much. Well, Mr. Campbell has upset one or two people around us. I didn't quite see what happened, but it's a scrum down, head and ball to Hull. Kingston Rovers 15 metres away from Oldham's try line. They eventually pack down. The ball is out. They've come to the left-hand side, and Cocaine goes on his own. Is eventually grounded, tripped by Leatherborough, I think. No, it was Langtree. 2 tackles gone in this particular set. Lunt has the ball, puts the ball inside. Oh, they're running it, and it's a pass over the top. They might be over again in the corner. Well, according to the shout from the crowd, they made it. Mr. Campbell points to the spot. So that's another try to Hull Kingston Rovers. Oldham 18, Hull Kingston Rovers 30. So with the conversion attempt to come, I don't think it's quite time desperation keep the score down at all yet.
Well, no, Oldham have done very well. To be honest, the last 2 tries have come in that top corner where we seem to have been a little bit exposed, and we're playing the top team in the league.
Yeah.
You know, we raced into a lead inside the first 10 minutes. They pinned us back by half time, and they've scored every 10 minutes ever since. I'm sure it's wrong, but they scored in I've got it down as 43rd minute, 53rd minute, and 63rd minute. I'm sure I'm a minute or two.
Right, well, Jamie Ellis has put the ball on the kicking tee over on the far side of the field. The sun has gone in, at least temporarily. The Old Kingston Rovers supporters at the top end of the field are in fine voice now. It takes a few hundred of those, though, to outshout our Kevin, who we can still hear at the bottom end. The ball is struck. It's high enough, long enough, and good enough. So that makes the current score Oldham 18, Old Kingston Rovers 32. Oldham, they've just got to keep going, never say die attitude in the red and white hoops, blue shorts, red and white stockings. If nothing else, we've certainly given Old Kingston Rovers a fright. Scott Turner kicks the ball deep. It spins in front of the Hull player. He gathers it, but Adam Clay is there and Joyce Tyson. They're trying to push him into touch. It doesn't work. The referee calls held. Joyce Tyson and Clay do the tackling again. That's 2 gone. They've gained 5 metres. Here come Oldham. A good tackle again by Clay and Danny Langtree. Another 5 metres gained by Hull. Surely they spilled the ball there. Yes, it was the number 24 for Hull. And that's Joe Wardell, who was acting half-back, spilled the ball. Oldham in the ascendancy, at least temporarily, 20 metres away from the Hull try line, 20 metres in from the touch line, head and ball to Oldham. Scott Leatherborough didn't like the particular ball that he was given. He's been given another one. He seems happy with that. The Hull players having a moan at the referee. Leatherborough feeds the scrum. Kenny Hughes has come on now instead of Gareth Owen.
Get it wide now.
Oldham in possession, 20 metres away from the try line, level with the sticks. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to Jack Spencer. Jack Spencer goes forward, makes good ground. Kenny Hughes at acting halfback. Spins the ball along past the Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow puts the ball to Adam Neal, who makes forward on his hands and knees. We're level with the post. Hughes goes on his own. Leatherbarrow flicks the ball. Leatherbarrow, a quick, an unsighted pass, hoping to find George Tyson, but the Hull player went for an interception. He knocked the ball forward, so it's a knock-on. Head and ball to Oldham, 10 metres away from the try line. Leatherbarrow has the ball. Hewitt has told George Tyson to go out a bit wider, so it looks as if Tyson might be getting this ball. No, he's run too early for him. Scott Turner joins the line, 10 metres away from the Hull Kingston Rovers try line. He stands up, plays the ball. Kenny Hughes goes on his own, tackled, 5 metres away from the try line. Hewitt puts the ball inside.
We're a bit stationary when we're receiving the ball,
Yeah,
aren't
we need to be running deeper, David. It's not happening, is it?
No, we're very, very flat.
Yes, Leatherbarrow.
I mean, even
Leatherbarrow
now-
puts the ball to Turner. Turner, I thought he'd made the line. He's stopped just short of the line. We've got a penalty to Oldham. Interfering at the play of the ball, lying on for a bit too long. Here comes Tyler Dickinson. Dickinson plays the ball. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow puts the ball out to Hewitt. Hewitt, it looked a bit forward. Doesn't matter. Play on, says the referee. Oldham, 5 metres away from the try line. Hewitt has the ball again. Puts the ball to Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow to Danny Langtree. Langtree tackled. Here come Oldham. Are they going over? No, I thought Kenny Hughes had made it on his own. He stands up, plays his ball. Hewitt has the ball. It's a little kick through again. It's played up, and Oldham are going to go over in the corner, and it's a try to Oldham's Darnell McIntosh. And despite the criticism of several spectators that Oldham kicking it on that particular occasion, the kick worked out because a Hull player played at the ball. He fumbled it, and eventually a long pass found Darnell McIntosh on the far side. Oldham 22, Old Kingston Rovers 32, with a conversion attempt to come
From the touchline.
from the touchline.
Long way
He's
back, that
taking
is.
water on board, but he's got his white and green boots on, David.
Yeah, but
his
it's
magic white and green boots.
Come on,
They'll do the
get
business.
your maths done here. It's 30 metres out and probably 30 metres in.
What do you want, Pythagoras theorem?
Yeah, get it done quick. Get your hypotenuse worked out. You've got your phone. You can cheat and use a calculator on that. Impressive. Well, it's 900, the one on the far
Are you
side,
saying
isn't
you
it?
won't get it?
I've not got to that bit yet.
I'll
I've
have
not
10
looked at the
pence.
distance.
10 pence, Dave.
Right,
and you already owe me a fortune.
900 square metres on the far side.
Square metres?
Oh, I'm doing that square.
We're
The
talking
square on the hypotenuse.
linear.
No, we do. Yeah, no, I've not got there yet. I've got 30 times 30 for that one, and I've got 30 times 25 for this one. It's about
Yeah. It's about a cock
it's
strike.
about 50 metres. 50 metres. No, a bit
Right.
longer than that.
Leatherbarrow
55 metres.
going through his old routine, approaches the ball, strikes the ball. Is it good enough?
Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. It is good.
It's good enough.
Oh yeah.
What a good kick. Oldham 24, Old Kingston Rovers 32. A try to Darnell McIntosh. Remember, he's a dual registered player
Yep.
from Huddersfield, and the conversion from Scott Leatherbarrow.
See, my working out helped him considerably on that kick.
Oh, it did, yeah. Yeah.
You can't beat a bit of
All that was
Pythagoras.
missing was Archimedes' principle, and would have been
Oh no!
laughing all the way
it was
to the bank.
It was Archimedes.
Right, there's the
screw.
ball. It's a high kick. Who's underneath it? It looks like Hewitt. He gathers it, puts
With
the
his
ball
elbows.
inside, and one of the forwards makes the 10-metre line before he's tackled by the Hull Kingston Rovers chasers. Adam Clay coming inside with his yellow boots today, and they're 20 metres away from our own try line. Kenny Hughes puts the ball inside, I think, to Joe Burke. He's tackled another 5 or 6 metres gained. Here come Oldham again. Oh, and Tyler Dickinson We're about 8 metres away from the halfway line. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow, a kick through. Is it going to make touch? It isn't, but it's a flipping good chase by Oldham. If they manage to put the ball lad to ground, which they do. Old play the ball, coming forward. A good tackle there by Oldham's number 11, Jack Spencer.
Wasn't
Old
that
playing the
fullback?
ball.
Wasn't that fullback supposed to try a flick inside or something on that kick through?
Oh, see. Number 5, Ryan Shaw has the ball. There's one of the whole backroom staff who were on the field doing the coaching. Hence you said off. 5th tackle, says the referee. A kick through by, well, it stopped and just inside the Oldham try line, but Scott Turner brings the ball away. We're not dead yet, David. Here's Darnell McIntosh, brings the ball forward, gains another 5 or 6 metres, even with a few players around him.
If we follow this, the tries come in sets of 3s. Right. We're into our 3.
Here's Adam Clay. Adam Clay pushes forward. George Tyson shouting for the ball. I want it on this wing, but it goes the other way. Oh, and that looked a bit of a high shot. Indeed, yes. Campbell gives it for a high tackle.
Tyson's holding his groin, I think.
Well, it's just a fetish he has.
Strain.
He'll be all right. Right, Scott Leatherbarrow has the ball. He's going to put the ball into touch over on the far side. I wish he'd gained another 10 metres, but that's enough, I suppose. Right, Oldham coming down the field. And it's in Oldham tackle with 25 metres away from the try line. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to Hewitt. Hewitt puts the ball to Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow to Linetree. Linetree is held back. Manages to get the ball out from the tackle to Hewitt. Hewitt is tackled though. Kenny Hughes has the ball. Hewitt has hurt himself. Seems to be a bit of cramp.
I know all about cramp, Gerald.
Oh, well, you suffer cramp in the commentary, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is it. When you've got the strain and the... I'm trying to remember where it was.
You were on this seat.
Was it on this
Our Ian was
seat?
next to you. It wasn't me. It was Ian who was...
That's true. And suddenly developed cramp in the middle of the commentary stint. But anyway, Oldham receiving attention.
The Oldham fans at the bottom end of the field are encouraging the team as much as they can. The trainer for Hull's on the field again. Mind you, we can't complain because Oldham have got 4 fellas on the field at the minute. Hughes is all right. Hewitt's all right. Play continues. Tyler Dickinson trundles his way forward, 15 metres away from the Hull Kingston Rovers try line. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to Hewitt. Hewitt puts the ball to Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow flicks the ball to Tyson. Tyson to Clay. Clay has to go inside to avoid the touchline. It's taken to ground. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to Leatherbarrow. It's good rugby this, and Hewitt has the ball. A little kick through. Are Oldham going to get there? No. I think that the Hull Kingston Rovers had to put the ball dead. A little kick through early in the set caught Hull Kingston Rovers off guard a little bit, but Hull Kingston Rovers now have to kick the ball out. Are you looking at your Mickey Mouse watch, David? How long have we got left? 24 Oldham, 32 Old Kingston Rovers.
I'm a bit wary.
You're wary of looking at your watch?
No,
right.
I'm wary of taking commentary off you because you owe me 2 more tries to Oldham in this
You
set
also owe me 10 pence from that conversion, but never mind.
I don't think we'd ever agreed on that.
Oh, here we go. We never shook hands on it.
Get on with it.
Leatherbarrow has the ball on the halfway line to Tyler Dickinson. He gains himself 20 metres. Mind you, that he ran into a bit of trouble there from the number 13, Danny Addy. And what's the referee said here? What? Well, how the heck does he work that out?
The ball. He's given a scrum head and ball to Hull KR. The Oldham player was on his
head.
Yeah.
Never mind the ball. He nearly gave his head. They had him round the throat.
Yep.
And now it's head and ball.
The ball was on his chest all the time. How you lose possession of the ball when it's on your chest? I do not know.
It's 25 metres inside the Hull Kingston
Rovers
half
have to
of
take
the
commentary
field.
off you.
Off you go then, David. I'll have a swig of my Lucasade.
Right, okay, so it's a scrum down. There's a cry for somebody to be taken off. I think it might have been the referee that was being called for. So, driven the ball up to the halfway line, centre of the field, playing the ball. Now, the referee, there's an Oldham player down. It's Oldham's fullback, Scott Turner, who slow getting up, and it was too near to play the ball. The referee stops the game. It's Hull Kingston Rovers head and ball when they're ready, so they'll be able to get the move set up. Oldham ready to defend. Quick swig of water. Both teams taking on water, and perhaps the odd message or two. Well, the water carrier ran out there for Hull Kingston Rovers. Never attempted to pass the water onto anybody, but did have a word. So Rovers in possession. That was forward. How you can play the ball at that and pick the ball up at that angle and throw it straight in front of you and not be a forward pass, I do not know. The ball goes along the line. This is out one player. Rovers driving forward. They're just outside the Oldham 20, coming out to this near side, going back inside to the centre. Good tackling by Oldham there. Stop the moving one. So they're coming out to this short side. A little grubber kick through. Oldham, the ball was kicked into the legs of the Oldham defender. Oldham's number 2, Adam Clay. What's the end result? I think it's a scrum
Knock
down.
on, Dave.
Scrum down, Hull KR head and ball.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Well, I don't think there was much that he could have done. I don't think he could get out of the way of that kick. The kick was into his legs. But having hit his legs, it then hit his hand and went to ground. If it had hit his hand and stayed there, we'd have been cheering on and expressing great interest in the possibility of a try, length of the field try. But
This fella for Hull Kingston Rovers is on more than the players. Taking messages on.
So off he comes. Rovers take the ball from the back of the scrum, goes on to the loose forward. Ball thrown across, and they try to get themselves extra men in there. And the Oldham player, why did the Oldham stop and look at? They'd wiped the slate clean. It must have been an Oldham player. Perhaps he would have, if he'd have picked it up, he'd have been offside. So Hull Kingston Rovers in possession now. 5 yards short of the Oldham try line in that top right-hand corner as they coming up the slope. Now opening the ball out along the line. Comes a little slip of the passes. Checked in field. Hopping towards the try line, but Oldham hang on and stop them getting over. Rovers in possession, coming along this line to the loose forward, jinking backwards, twisting and turning, throwing the ball loose, and Oldham come across. The ball's been knocked back by the Rovers player, and just manages to keep himself and his toes in touch as Rovers have come completely across the field of play. That one's got been thrown forward, and it's Oldham's head and ball on this occasion. Scrum down on the Oldham 25. Let's check the time on this one. I make it 38 minutes, and I'll check with the timekeeper, and 36 minutes, so 4 minutes to go. The signal goes on from the Hull KR timekeeper that there's 4 minutes to go. There's 4 minutes to go, and it's Oldham 24, Hull Kingston Rovers 32. A cracking match we've had here at Bowerfold. Oldham deserve something out of it,
Indeed,
but I really can't see them getting anything. 8 points to get to level the score. So Oldham in possession, been driven across field and dumped just to ground, just outside their own 20. Plays the ball, comes out to towards their left-hand side. Again, a drive forward, no way through those, held in the upright position. Plays the ball, comes this side, the ball goes in field, drives in, twisting, turning, up to the halfway line. Oldham in possession, coming down the centre of the field. The number 11 puts the ball out, and it comes out to our friend McIntosh. Crosses the halfway line, goes 10 yards inside the half, and opens up play. Oldham, ball been picked up by Oldham, driving through there. Oldham's number 7, no way through for Dave Hewitt there. 5th tackle, says the referee. Oh, what are Oldham going to do? The grubber kick along the ground, but the winger on that far side must think it's his birthday, because every time it comes through, he's an easy move to onto it. Gets up ever so slowly now, and the ball again looked slightly adjacent there, but anyway, Rovers are in possession. 10 yards out from their own try line. Oldham could do with them losing possession here, just knocking on or something, pick it up in and a scamper over the try line, but I don't think that's... Well, maybe it is going to happen as Clay gets the ball 10 yards out from the try line. The ball did come out to him. Now I better imagine this happening, that the ball goes straight from acting half-back towards the dummy. Dummy's one way, runs along the line, gets the ball out, but it's to a stage, and another kick through, and it's to tap out on the 20 as Oldham again repeat the same move, the kick into the far corner. Not to be.
Why the kick then, David? They had 5 tackles to go in that set.
Yeah. Well, I suppose the heat of the moment, you think, I've got cramp.
You have? Oh, my word.
Oh, no.
I'll take over commentary.
You better do, for goodness sake.
Mr. McGeely gets the cramp, and all he's doing is talking down a microphone. Move about a bit. Jiggle it. You'll have to start wearing those stockings they wear on aeroplanes. Anyway, holding possession.
Forward!
Well,
Dear me!
That definitely ignoring the forward passes. Hull Kingston Rovers going up the field. Are they going to score another try late on? No, denied by Oldham. And I think
they've conceded the penalty.
It's Kenny Hughes. He had one little nibble too much.
And it looks like Rovers are going to try get the try rather than the 2 points. But the 2 points for the penalty.
Well, play continues. How's your cramp, David?
If I don't move, it doesn't hurt. They're in there.
Knock on over the try line, I think.
So it's a scrum down. Oldham's head and ball. Who's on commentary now? I've forgotten.
You.
Oh, right, I better pick up that.
You only handed over to me because you got the old cramp.
Oh, that was true, yes. And it's still there in the background, but I'll carry on manfully.
Well, I'm not massaging it for you.
You're damn right you're not. So, it's a scrum down. Oldham's head and ball, but we're coming into the dying seconds of this game. Oldham losing by Oldham 24, Hull Kingston Rovers 32, but I think that everyone in the Oldham crowd today, if you'd have said before we started that you can have a 24-32 defeat, then they would have you would have had a lot of takers. They'd have said that's totally unrealistic. Hull Kingston Rovers top of the table. Oldham having had a few difficult weeks. Twisted turn, McIntosh bursts through, gets up, he's got support at the back, chips the ball over the top himself. Who goes for it? It's the Rovers player that drops on the loose ball, and I think any moment now we'll be hearing the hooter. It's the number 16 for Rovers. That's Jordan Abdul. Takes the ball, and Rovers will play out time in front of the post. There goes the final tackle, and the referee blows for the tackle to be made. The crowd rises one for a round of applause. Now that's for the Oldham team, I think, really. Primarily the Oldham supporters have got to be delighted with the effort that their team has put in today, Gerald.
Well, if you were asked before what the score would be, we were going to get absolutely massacred. Well, we certainly weren't. Oldham 24, Old Kingston Rovers 32, and it could have gone the other way. I think that they did a little bit too much kicking, in my opinion, as well as a few spectators' opinions. Instead of running it, just occasionally running it on the last tackle, it was always a little kick. And on the very last one, where we had 5 tackles to go in that particular set, and Leatherborough chose to kick it, well, that just about summed up Oldham's luck. But it was a fantastic game of rugby league, and Oldham have done exceedingly well. Next up is a home match next week against Halifax, and then the following Wednesday after that is another home match against Dewsbury. So there are 7 matches to go now in the regular season, 5 of which are at home here at Bowerfold.
Right,
I'm looking out.
I'm looking for Chris Hamilton, Gerald, because with a bit of luck, I can't actually see him or catch his eye or anything to get his attention to see if he can come over and have a word with us. But I'll tell you what we will do. We'll play a little bit of music, and with a bit of luck, we'll be getting Chris before then, so to speak. But unless you want to talk about the greeting that the Oldham team are getting from their
they're getting a good greeting. They've gone to the bottom end of the field and taken the applause of the spectators, and the Old Kingston Rovers players are going to the top end of the field, where there's a group of their spectators ready to greet them. It's good to see one or two faces. Michael Ward's out there, Phil Joy's out there, that's good to see, and George Tyson leads the Oldham team off the field, and the Oldham players are returning the applause that they are richly, deservedly getting from the Oldham spectators just here. Rory the Rookie with his hand raised in the air. Rory realises that it was a job well done, and I think it augurs well for the next few matches. If Oldham can maintain that sort of standard, then they certainly will give Halifax and Dewsbury a fright in the next two home matches.